What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at team of the group stage, Kimmich, and another one who has now got his his technical second special card, but he is on his fourth card if you do count the UCL. He's got an inform team of the group stage, and obviously he has got his gold card. Last year Kimmich was a fantastic team of the season, and I think this year is going to be no different. Bayern always have such a spectacular special team. You've got the likes of Goretzka, Kimmich, Coman, Lauan, you've got Boateng, who potentially could get a flashback, Neuer in net, so many cracking players, and Alphonso Davies obviously adding to that nice collection, and we will have a look at more of them later on in the video, so stay tuned for all of that. And if you do want to like and subscribe, let me know down below. And the question of today's video is, who is your CDM currently in FIFA 21? Let's get into the review and see what Kimmich can do. So Kimmich is coming in at a 3-star skiller with the 4-star weak foot. He is 240 to 245,000 coins across the PlayStation and the Xbox, and is 325,000 on the PC. He has got a high attacking work rate with a medium defensive. Obviously, this card for me is all about that defensive mid. He is a wonderful holding midfielder who's going to can bring it forward. Don't get me wrong, he can't just defend. He can definitely push forward with the best of them, but I think personally for me, he is a cracking defensive mid, very much Conte-esque, but in the German league. He is obviously a lean body type. He's 25 years old, so plenty of his career to go. His stats, we've got 73 pace, which it's okay, but you definitely need to get a shadow on him, if anything. We will have a look at that once I've gone through them. Shooting wise, again, very average. Finishing not quite there because he is more of a defensive. We then get to the passing. We've got 93 crossing, which is absolutely amazing if you do find him in that position. 88 long, 89 short with the 86 vision and 87 curve. So cracking passing on him. Really, really nice pass. And obviously, as we go further into his special career in FIFA 21, he is just going to ramp up even more, and I cannot wait to find a team of the season version of this guy, because he will be an absolute fantastic unit to add to your Bundesliga squad. We then have dribbling at 87, very, very nice indeed. Being only 5'9", he is quite quick and agile on the ball, which is always good, especially if you are a rushing defender, someone who doesn't necessarily jockey too much and kind of let the play come out. I am a very attacking defender, if that makes sense, but I don't like the whole drop your CDMs and just use them to jockey and that's it. It is the meta way to use it, and obviously it is kind of like the best way to defend, but for me, I do like a player that can go in and make a challenge. 84 defending, obviously that will go up with the shadow, and 83 physicality, which is mainly dropped because of his 70 strength, but he does have 99 stamina and 94 aggression, so wonderful physicality there. And I am correct, everybody is wanting a shadow on him, which would give him 83 pace with 89 acceleration, 78 sprint speed, and it would also give him 93 defending. It turns him into a 91 CDM, which isn't that impressive, seeing as though he's a 90, but you've got to remember the stats around are predominantly passing and dribbling, which is absolutely great to then have really good defending and then high to okay pace. Absolutely wonderful card. Let's see what he did in the game for me, and let's have a look at some gameplay. So with Kimmich, he was very much a defensive mid for me. Obviously, that is how I personally play him. He is great at that recovery challenge, really good at kind of intercepting and winning the ball back, and we see him up and down the pitch quite a lot. Obviously, with his high attacking work rate, I do like to see him up the pitch as well. I personally play in a 4-1-2-1-2, so I have one DM, one cam, and a left mid, right mid. So he is kind of like free range for me to go up and down a pitch. Sometimes, especially in champs, I would prefer him to stay back if that was the case, because you can go against good players and they will absolutely slaughter you if you move your DM. But it's stuff like this that I can show you where he can do both. He's dribbling here, yes, not the greatest of tackling from my opponent, but it just shows what he is capable of with different levels of skill. He then manages to go for the shot, unfortunately misses it, but Hee-Chang is there to pick up the pieces for me. So as we can see with the overall, he has dropped down now to 240 on both consoles practically. Still 318 on PC. He is German Bundesliga Bayern. As you can see, trait-wise, leadership, Don't know really what that does. Shadow, we get a cracking right back or left back out of him, to be honest. But he can also play in that position if he really wanted to. I don't see why he would. Red card, maybe. You might want to put him, to be honest, as a centre-back more than anything. I think he'll play wonderful there. But DM is my preferred kind of position for him. I think he's absolutely cracking there. And one thing that we do get with Kimmich is a consistency of special cards. We start off him at Leipzig, then he moves over to Bayern in FIFA 15 straight off the bat, getting a Team of the Week silver. He then gets, I believe that is the equivalent, a Europa Man of the Match kind of card, an inform. He then gets a Team of the Season in FIFA 18, gets one in 19 and also in 20. So I am putting money on the fact he will get a Team of the Season this year during FIFA 21 Bundesliga. He did get 2 Man of the Matches, a Player Moment, an inform, a Team of the Year nominee, and his cheeky UCL. But he was in right back, and that is always the kind of interesting one this year, is he has changed position to become a centre defensive mid, and I absolutely love him there. The only problem now is we need a right back for the Bundesliga. We got Mukiele as the rule breaker. Yes, not record breaker, rule breaker, who is absolutely class. So that was kind of fixed straight off the bat. And now we have Kimmich really ramping up that midfield. We've got Witsel comparing him to. Obviously, in other leagues, we've got Kante, Renato Sanchez. We also have Sissoko, who's a cracking box-to-box. There's plenty of players. And like I said, with the Bayern team, they are always amazing at getting loads of specials in the team. Lewandowski's already got 2. Neuer's got 1. Kimmich has got 2. Muller's got 1. Goretzka, Coman, Gnabry, Sane with a 1 to watch. Alphonso Davies, I believe, has got a road to the final. There is already so many cards in Bayern, and honestly, by the end of the year, there's normally at least 13, 14 players with a Team of the Season. And Douglas Costa, who I completely missed out there. There is so many players that you can get, and all of them are relatively high rating. Not the greatest meta squad in the world in its entirety, but definitely hand-picked choices that you can get. Bundesliga as a whole is definitely ramped up this year. We've got a record breaker, Sancho, a Team of the Group Stage, Haaland. We've also got rule breaker Royce. We've got Kramaric. Witsel Flashback was one of the first SBCs. There is so many cards that you can go and get to really ramp up that Bundesliga team. And I think definitely Kimmich has more than likely got a place in that Bundesliga team for me. His inform is only 100,000 coins, and this one is currently 250 to 240, but I can imagine that dropping under the 200k mark very, very soon, maybe during the lightning rounds. We'll see how pack weight he is and see if everyone does get him. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. I've personally given him a 9 out of 10. I think he's got the skill, he's got the ability, and definitely as we see him go more and more into that 90s, 91, 2, 3, 4, he is going to be a wonderful CDM to get in your team. And even if he doesn't necessarily get into your team, I would 100% recommend him as a super sub for if you are kind of going in that defensive mode. You're only 1-0 up in your 10th win in Foot Champs. This is the guy that you need to be bringing on. Take off an attacker, put your formation back, and get him on in there, putting all the spaces out. And if you have got him next to Kante, then obviously you have got some cracking CDMs. But like I say, make sure you like and subscribe down below. If you did enjoy, then obviously I would always appreciate you to come back, and we will be ramping up some Bundesliga reviews now. I think we've got Haaland next, and then we've got the guy who begins with E, the centre-back. He was actually really good, just as a little snippet. But like I said, the comment of the day was, who have you got in your CDM at this moment in FIFA 21? And I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.